Hello, I'm Dayo Olujuwon. Welcome to the CEO chat on Aspheric TV, where we have one-on-one chats with CEOs, entrepreneurs, business-minded people on how they've been able to thrive amidst all odds. Mrs. Uyime Ajofo is a financial manager. She owns a brand called Rural Exits, where she mentors people on how to manage money better. She also consults and manage finances for companies. Welcome. Good to see you. And good to have you on the CEO chat on Aspheric TV.
Thank you for having me.
Really, how should I address you now? Is it Mrs. Uyime or Mrs. Ajofo?
Mrs. Ajofo is fine. Uyime is fine. I'm good with any.
So please tell us about Rural Exit.
Okay, so Rural Exit is a financial platform where we teach people how to make more, keep more, and manage your money better, grow more money. So we teach you basically everything you need to know about money, how to make more money, how to keep more money, and how to grow more money, how to be better with money in general.
Well, this is really cool. But you tell me now, how did it start?
Well, okay. I've always been money conscious.
Okay.
Right? I've always loved the concept of growing money. I've always loved the concept of saving, growing, multiplying. And I've really always been good with investments, basically. I had a couple of friends who would reach out to me when they had like little money, like 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. Okay, Uyime, what should I do with this?
Is that when you were in school?
No, well, immediately I finished school.
Secondary school or?
No, university.
Okay.
Immediately I finished university. So I've always been really good with finance, personal finance, and I've always loved personal finance. The aspect of investing right, saving right, growing right, talking about money. So I had friends who would call me and I would give them good advice, and then they'll put the money in the right places. I'll help them know the different risks for it, what not to do, what to do based on the risk levels. And one of those days, right, I had a call from one of my friends and I was explaining what to do, right? And about 6-7 months later, she called back. She was really grateful about how it worked, how she's been better with money, how she has saved better. And I had my brother-in-law beside me. Luckily, he was there when I had the first call from the same person and the second call from the same person, coincidentally, right? And then he was like, Uyime, you need to start a business with this. You can't keep talking to people about money and just make it this way. I was really skeptical. I could teach about money, but I'm afraid of money.
Okay.
It's kind of like, yeah, weird. So I was afraid of getting money from people, but then I tried, and the first led to the second, and before you know it, everybody I have right now is based on referral. I hardly even talk much about it, but I'm on Instagram. But most people I've had recently are majorly referrals from people I've taught before. So that's how Rural Exit started. It started from a thing of passion, right? I just love. And maybe it's because I come from a very poor background. That's where the name Rural Exit comes from. So that's living a poor background. So I come from a very poor background and I'm really proud and happy about it. And I've always known I would never, ever want to end up poor. And I've always known that I would never want to do anything I'm not proud of as a woman to make money. I am all for hard work, right? I would never do anything wrong, morally wrong, to ever make any money. I've always had that. I've been that stubborn. So I had no other choice but to understand the psychology and concept of money. And I got attracted to it, to learning it, to teaching people, especially women. I have a lot of, housewives in my clientele. I have a lot of women. I have a lot of young guys. I have a lot of mostly women. I have about 80% of my clientele are women. So I really love and enjoy the concept of having to teach you how to be better with money, how to save better, how to invest right, how to budget better, how to really, really be better with money.
Before Rural Exit started, what were you into?
Well, I was and still, right? I've always been an IT person and still am an IT person, right? I have a master's in computer science, information security, cyber security. I have certification in cyber security. So I've always been in that field. And I still am in that field, but I've always really had passion for money, and would have like management meetings or board meetings, and I'm talking more on how the company should save better. I'm talking more on some basic accounting things, and it got to a point my boss was like, I think you shouldn't be in the IT team again, just come to my finance team. And that's how I started in the finance team, practically.
I think you've always been gifted with that.
Yeah, so
from heaven, it came from heaven.
And that was how I now started. And from there, I started taking certifications. I realized that this is really what I loved. So I started taking certifications, I started doing classes, I started taking courses.
While you were working there?
Yes, while I was working, because now I was now moved to another team, and it's something I really, really loved. In as much as you're talented about something, you have to put a lot of work into it. Hard work beats talent over and over again. So I could love the concept of money, but I needed to be educated properly on the concept of money. So I had to learn, I had to, take certifications. Yes, I really did go back to learning it. So I'm actually certified in financial management, and I use that to teach people. So it's not just the aspect of me being passionate about something. I'm actually grounded in it. Yeah. So
that's wonderful. It's not just about the passion, but hard work.
Oh yeah, matters. Hard work pays, man.
Yes, it pays.
It's a lot of work.
When did Rural exit?
Officially, Rural exit started this year.
Okay.
But I've always been into it officially for about 6 years. Okay, for about 4 years, I've been managing finances for companies, for different companies, right? About 4 or 5 years. But officially, Rural exit kicked off this year. I've done over 300 clients.
Wow.
Rural exits between the beginning of the month, beginning of January, and now. Let's say, I'll check my record, but it's above 200. I remember when I did 200 and I was excited. So it's above 200. So it's above 200, probably 200 and something, heading towards 300.
So far, any challenges?
Well, number one, yes, definitely, it's the effort. I never expected the effort that would go into it, right? Because for something that you're really, really passionate about, I have the problem of wanting everybody to get it. So imagine me teaching you how you should save money, how you should avoid unnecessary expenses, and one day you just come and tell me how you fell off and how you've gone back to spending unnecessarily. It could really be annoying. So I think the first challenge I ever had was the intimacy of working with my clients. The intimacy of having to be in your life and be your accountability partner. So how my classes are scheduled are it's 4 days. I teach you for 4 days, and then I guide you for 3 months.
Okay.
So and the 4 days and the guiding for 3 months, the whole package is 15,000 naira.
Okay.
For the normal, then the VIP is 100,000. That's when I guide you for about a whole year, and I teach you for a longer period, right?
Okay.
I get into it with you every month. I'm meeting with you. But even the 15K package, right? Because I get so intimate with my clients, so one-on-one clients, I want to see the improvement. And I am obsessed with seeing the improvement. Yes, I'm obsessed with seeing, a housewife telling me, oh my goodness, Uyime. Okay, I had this client last year. She was actually one of my first set of clients. It was officially we started this year, but she met me last year, right? And we started this year. And she used to work in a very, very good company, and she was paying 900k every month, but she never had 1 naira in savings, not just one, because of what we call black tax. Black tax is when family members are always asking you for money all the time, and she didn't know how to say no, neither did she know how to budget properly. So when we did the class and we learned budgeting, expenses, and how to plan, and I taught her what to do so that you're still giving, because it's important to give, and you're still giving, and you're still taking care of yourself, and you're taking care of your future. Within 6 months after the class and working with her, she has saved, not invested this time, she has saved 1.3 million.
Wow.
And our investment target, I do just save investments. I'm not a high risk person. Our investment target is about 3 million at the end of the year, right? Now this is someone who during COVID, she didn't have any money and she was earning 900. Now going from that to having 3 million in your savings and your investment portfolio is amazing. So I'm a sucker for those kind of changes. Now when I'm working with a client, and I'm not seeing those changes. That's actually the first challenge. So I have to really be intimate. And being intimate with everybody is not easy at all. But I don't want to lose focus of what the brand was, which is actually being intimate. Yeah, because there's so many platforms, and you have like, they'll do group classes or they dump you into a group chat or something. I've never really wanted that. I've never wanted a group chat or a group class where I've always wanted to have intimacy with any of my clients. So if you can't get in the wait list, no problem. But if you eventually get in, I want that intimacy, because it's something I think I would have wanted if I needed help. Like, I wanted someone to talk to me. Oh, should I put money here? Should I not put it here? Should I buy this stock? Should I not buy this stock? Should I invest here? I would always want someone to talk to. And that's been the first challenge, honestly. It's really not been easy. Being intimate with everybody. But it's been good. I've got to meet new people. I've got to experience life from different people's, mind and what they've been through. It's actually been amazing.
Rural exit is strictly about how to manage your money.
Yes, strictly about
how to manage,
from the
not
need
how
to
to
5,000.
not how to make money.
It's actually also making money and growing money is different. So you make money, you keep money, and then you grow money. That's the process, right? If you're not making money, there's nothing for you to invest. I wouldn't even advise you to invest. I would tell you, go look for ways to make money. Because
that's not your part.
That's not it. But I could advise you based on the skill set you have on where to go. But I basically teach you how to keep and grow. But I could advise you on how to make. Now, one of the ways to make money, probably you're a graduate, is to go get a job or to start a business. So I can put you through on that. But my core class is about investing right, saving right. That's where my core class
What we have to say about the increase in Naira, or should I say dollar?
Yes. It's kind of, sadly,
really,
it's good for us. Sadly, because one of the things I teach in my classes is how to save in dollars. So if you have been saving in dollars, with the increase in dollar, it means there's increase in your profits, right? But it's wrong, because we feel bad because everything has gone up. And then it's not fair to the whole public.
Fair, really.
But now, what do I have to say about that? Like I've told everybody in my class, don't be in a hurry right now to save in dollars. But if you've been saving in dollars, this is the right time to cash out. And that's because the dollar price is going to come down. Yeah, this is usually how it is. It happens. There's a new law in town. It doesn't favor some set of people. They try to hike it up just to create fear, unnecessary fear, and then at a point it will stabilize. Now, it will never go back to 515 that it was before, but it will definitely not stick at 585 or 590. It will go down. So if you're one who is interested in learning how to save or invest in dollars, great, but this is not the right time to start. You have to wait for it to go down a bit before you can now go into it. But for all my clients who have saved, like for example, we started this saving challenge. And the good thing about saving in dollars, you don't really need a dollar account. We started this saving challenge in January, and then it was about 440 something, right? Now imagine right now it's 580. So on each Naira, you've made about 140. So let's say between then and now, you've done probably $2,000. You've already made 140 times 2,000 on just the fact that Naira has increased. But now, is this the right time to do it? No. I will tell you to hold on until it goes down a bit. Now, one thing that happens during chaos like this, that everybody's tensed, everybody wants to go buy dollar. Then when you now rush and buy right now, the value goes down a bit. But I believe with the plan CBN has, that definitely it's going to come down a bit. Of course, not as down, but a little bit better. I think it has even come down to 568. Yesterday it was about 568, selling at 570. While last week was 585. So imagine if you were so scared and you bought at 585, you've lost 10 Naira already. All my saving and investment classes, everything that starts from 5,000 Naira, I teach people how to save with 5,000, how to invest properly with 5,000 Naira, how to buy stocks with 5,000 Naira, global stocks, right? even Nigerian stocks.
Well, thank you so much for that. Well, I want to say this. We have people who are the only ones catering for their families, extended families, and they're not really making much. You say someone is making 900,000 naira, but that person is not making up to 900,000 naira, and the family keeps, asking. They're always in need. How would this person be able?
Well, that's one of the reasons I started Rural Exit. 5 years ago, I was earning 40,000 naira, 40 about 50,000 naira. I think that's my mates. Yeah. So I was earning about 40 to 50,000 naira, and like I said, I come from a very poor background, so I totally understand having to cater for your family. But now let me just say this, right? For anybody who is experiencing black tax and everything with the little you have, I'm not against giving. Of course, I give, right? But the truth is, you don't dry up the well that keeps giving. Now, what happens is you have to properly budget everything, including giving. Now, let me ask a random question. Are you a Christian?
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay, fine. Now, by default, what did God say you should give him in terms of tithes?
10%.
So once you receive, even if your salary is 50,000 naira, you have an idea of what you should give God, right? So you don't pack the whole 50 and give God. God has told you, give me 10. So whether you're a rich man or you're a poor man, he says, give me 10. Use that same formula for everything. So now, for your family, extended or internal, right, have a budget of what you want to give them. See, you cannot outgive. Problem no they ever finish. Like you can't, even if you pack the whole money and you give someone this month, 2 months later, if someone has needs, they would still ask you. And if you don't give that 2 months later, you're still a bad person. So what I would advise you to do is to have a budget. Okay, I earn 40,000 naira. The height I can give is 5,000 naira. And still in your budget your future. Because one thing people forget is, you see, with money, right? If you don't go at a very fast pace in earning, you're going to be maintaining. And people think you're maintaining. You're not really maintaining because of inflation. So let's say you were earning 100,000, and everything you do still leads you to earning 100,000 in December. You have actually been depreciating, even though you're still earning the same 100,000. Yeah. Why? Because of inflation. So what you could afford, what you could buy 100,000 in January, you can't buy the same things with 100,000 in December. You probably need 140 to buy what you could buy 100,000 in January. You probably need 140, right, to buy those things in December. Now that's inflation. So you have to look for ways to increase your earning.
Yeah.
And if you are earning 50,000 and you're not thinking of learning to save and invest with the little you can, stocks, the right kind of investment, government approved investments, right? If you're not learning to do that, you are actually depreciating. And you just said it, your family is depending on you. So of what benefit is it if you that your family depends on is not making anything? Of what benefit?
It can be so depressing.
Of course. So sorry, it's important, very important, that you think of your future first, because problem doesn't end. It never, like legit, if you give someone 200,000 right now and you helped the person's problem, like they were so grateful, madam, thank you, God bless you. In the next 6 months, that same person comes for 50,000 and you don't have to give. You are not a good person as far as that person is concerned. The person is not happy, and there's nothing anybody can do. It's even worse off if they know you have the 50k and you don't want to give them. Nobody remembers what you did 6 months ago. So with that concept in mind, always give, but always budget what you're going to give.
About learning to say no sometimes.
Oh, definitely. You see, learning to say no is easy when you've budgeted, right? And then it removes you from guilt. So let's say you earn 200,000, right? And you have plans, you want to start a business, you want to do investment, you want to grow, and you've said, you know what, I'll be giving my family 30,000 every month. Now somebody comes and say, see my Ashoe B or something, and it's 50,000 naira. You can easily say, you know what, I can only give you 30,000 naira. Probably next month I can do another 30. Now you've indirectly nicely said no. And the reason why you're able to strongly say no is because you already have what is your budget. The problem people have is that you think the entire money you make is your money. No, that's not all your money. You have bills inside your money. Your landlord has money inside your salary. Your light bill has money in your salary. Your feeding has money inside your salary. Your transport. So the whole money is not yours. So when somebody comes to you and say, bro, you are earning 200, borrow me 50. The whole 200 is not mine. So don't think I can give you 50. You have to budget what you can give, just the way you budgeted your tithes. You have to budget for yourself. Like even me, in terms of expenses, the thing I spend, it has to be budgeted. Your needs to be budgeted. Your wants and your future needs to be budgeted. You shouldn't eat everything you make. Even the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 11 verse 2, have 7 investments. You can check it. It said invest in 7 things. I say it again, 8 things. So it's important that you don't eat everything. You learn to keep some. Yes, it's important. I really don't care the family problem. I know there are a lot. I'm not going to say, because like I said, I come from a very poor background. So I understand black tax to the last letter. But one thing I've learned over time is that problem never ends. So I'm going to budget it and I'm going to help, definitely. But I'm also going to take care of my future too.
It takes courage to say no.
Oh yeah, it does. It takes a lot of discipline.
Yes, courage, really. Because they keep coming and begging, not because asking, because they feel that you are the only one that can help them, and you're the only one to say savior. And you have this emotional kind of heart to give, and at this point in time you're not able to give. Really, it takes courage.
I had a lot of people reach out to me because of the experience they had during COVID, which is you just wake up one morning and realize you're not going to get month's salary at the end of the month. And that has always been your only hope. So you live salary to salary, and one day you just wake up and realize, oh my goodness, we're not going to get paid this month. And then next month, we're not going to get paid next month. And it's not a case of the office is owing you, it's a case of the whole world is shut down. So if you don't have any savings, like you couldn't survive, that was the point. You had like rich men, literally, you know, they were poor. Now my question is, how did you and the whole family survive? You know, you see, to be good with money, you have to leave emotions aside. That's just a fact. To be good with money, you really have to leave emotions aside. You have to be more logical than emotional. Yeah, and I think that's why God says, give me 10%. I don't care if you're a farmer. I don't care if you're the richest man. Even the richest man gives just 10%. The poorest man gives 10%. So you really have to budget.
God is fair.
Yes, you have to budget. And then you have to plan for yourself. I don't care if it's 1,000 naira you do, or 5,000 naira at the end of the month. When I was earning 40,000 naira, I was consistently saving 5,000 naira. I didn't know what to do with it. I was just saving anyways. When I started earning 150, I wasn't even saving. I was that big girl in Abuja, right? I was just, the money was now plenty. But you see, the idea of saving goes beyond how much you earn. It's an attitude. It's something we need to learn. Because guess what? Why do you think a lot of rich men are very greedy? Upon how rich you are, you're still looking for more money. Because money is never really enough. So you should start with the little you have. And that's one of the slogans I use all the time. Everybody in my clientele knows, start with the little you have. With at least 5,000, a lot you can do. So start with the little you have, definitely.
There's this say that if you want to survive in Nigeria at this time, or in this time, you don't have one source of income. You should be able to do some other things. I want you to, say something about that.
Let me not scatter that saying because it's true, but let me buttress more on it, right? Because you could have 6 sources of incomes. You could have 3 different sources of income, and yet you are still a very broke person. So in as much as you should have 2 sources of income, what's more important is that your expenses should be reduced. What do I mean? So let's say your first job, your real job pays you 100,000 naira. You have a side hustle, probably you sell perfumes, and you make a profit of 30,000 naira. Then let's say you go clean people's houses and you do 20k, that's altogether 150. But then your family problem plus your problem is 150 every month.
Right.
So at the end, you've ended up with 0. And I have just one job that pays me 100k, but my expenses is 30,000. Maybe I live with my parents and my expenses are 30,000. I have 70k more than you. And if I invest my 70k right, I'm richer than you that have 3 different sources of income. So in as much as one way to increase your earning power is to have more source of income. The key factor is your expenses. Your expenses determine how rich you'll be or how poor you'll be. So if you spend more than you make, you'll automatically be poor. If you spend less than you make, then you'll be financially free. So yes, it's good to have as many sources of income as you can because it increases your earning power, but your expenses is key. It is. You could have 4 and your expenses kills or devours the whole force of the income. And you could have 1 and your expenses is really small. So you have to watch your expenses, what you spend money on.
So far, so good. This has been so interesting, really.
Thank you very much.
I've enjoyed myself so far. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
God bless you. Thank you for staying with us. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on all our social media handles. Thank you.